The second round starts here. It's the Western Conference semifinals. Game 1 on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team taking on the Denver Nuggets. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going to length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
Has a chance. Chance for Jokic off the mark. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Murray into the front court. Just getting going here in game 1. Nothing going here on that drive. From the outside, no good. Beverly into the front court. Leads a bucket. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark.
I can't believe he missed that, but look, you have to stay connected to him defensively or he'll eat you alive.
The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy two on the other end after the turnover.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are 2 different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Deep 2 there, won't go. Murray with the basketball, trailing by 4. Screen coming to Porter. They go to Jokic, down low. It was right there. Beverly into the front court. They lead it, 4-point game. Leonard. His first effort off the mark.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Marcus Morris. Paul George. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Knocks it down off the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Beverly into the front court. Leads 4. To Paul George. Beverly. Shot clock winding down. Leonard add 2 points to the board.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. To Porter. Harris, tough matchup against George.
Oh,
Blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Millsap. Here's a chance from long range. And Paul Millsap knocks it down even with a hand in his face.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Beverly to George. To Beverly. Down to 5 on the 24. Leonard. Oh, that's how it's done.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested three goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Denver ball right now. Jamal Murray. Buries it.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Beverly into the front court. Up by 3. To Leonard. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Gary Harris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. He's got it. Three-point play on that trip. Leonard. Goes to the left side. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start dragging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. One quarter down. Jay, is anyone going to miss? Defense was not good in that first quarter.
The pace of this game has been prolific. As a fan, I love to watch. As a coach, I would be pulling my hair out. These players would drive me crazy. I need to see some defense, please.
I don't want to ask this question. What hair?
Why would you ask it then if you don't want to ask?
Just go in there.
Okay. Well, you went there.
Nuggets have the possession. To Will Barton. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Trying to cash in. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
George, guarded by Jeremy Grant. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Kawhi Leonard, 3 for 6 now.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Driving right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Will Barton trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. And he's got the free throw as well. Here's Leonard for 2. Kawhi Leonard, 4 out of 7.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Martin into the front court. They trail by 2. To Porter. To Jokic. Here comes the screen. Down to 5 on the 24. To Porter. Fires the 3. That'll humble the rookie. Porter Jr. off the mark. Beverly into the front court. 2-point advantage. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more than that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Here comes the screen. Jokic against Paul George. To Porter. They get it down to Millsap. Short jumper off the mark. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Leonard. Off the mark. Porter to Jokic. Barton down low. Jokic. Marcus Morris the rebound. To Leonard. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Nuggets have the possession. Barton. And the rebound grabbed by the Clippers. To Paul George. Beverly. Leonard to Beverly. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard can't connect.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Paul George. Oh, pass stolen by the Nuggets. From the painted area, won't go down. 20-footer. At the buzzer, it's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
is Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Clippers
put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead.
And these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard.
And someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Los Angeles Clippers are ahead at the half, and a big reason has been their excellent
The
rebound.
two-round
When you
NBA
control
Western
the
and
board,
Eastern
you can control
Conference
the game.
semifinals playoffs 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Clippers have the basketball. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for 2. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
You can't fall in love with the jump shots. You have to find ways to maybe even get to the free throw line. Keep your team in the game by putting points on the board.
To Millsap. Oh, Millsap. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here comes the screen. Count the basket inside. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
The two-round NBA Eastern Conference semifinals playoffs 2020 matchups coming up next.
Beverly takes stock of the floor. George to the basket, but it won't go. The follow won't go either. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Jokic. Able to convert inside.
Woo,
Game 1 Orlando Magic 5 Milwaukee Bucks 1.
Leonard to George. Rebound taken down by Denver. To Millsap. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Has a look. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Leonard to Beverly. Has a chance. Jumper's good.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
It's Denver's ball. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Jokic. Here comes the screen. To Jokic. Denver with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Now a whistle. Timeout for Denver as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. He throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Martin into the front court. The deficit is 6. JaMychal Green swats it. It's LA Clippers ball. Strong finish for Paul George.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Nikola Jokic against Paul George. 5 seconds to shoot. Jamal Murray. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. 3 quarters down. The 4th quarter coming up. The Clippers are out in front. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ball game.
Here comes the screen. To Will Barton. Beverly into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Deep two there. Won't go. Murray with it. He'll run the offense. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out. George to Marcus Morris. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Marcus Morris at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 73%. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. To Leonard. Beverly. George. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Leonard. No, I missed a short one there. Jokic to Will Barton. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Clippers have the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Probing the defense. Paul George. And throws it down. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. George to Leonard. Had a chance, but it's no good. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Gary Harris with a piece. Nikola Jokic able to recover with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
And finishes strong.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. LA Clippers with the basketball. He connects. Sometimes you just have to go out there and make a tough play.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Another follow, still no good. Paul George to Leonard. From long range. Won't go down.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Murray into the front court. Trailing by 14. Rises for the slam.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
To Beverly. Whoa! What a finish!
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Murray into the front court. 14-point deficit. Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Jamal Murray. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Nikola Jokic tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Jamal Murray matched up with Paul George. They go to Jokic down low and watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Leonard knocks it down. That was a tough shot. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout. They're down big in this fourth quarter and a chance here to empty their bench. Time for some new personnel into the game. Deep 3 at the buzzer. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They've jumped out in front, 1-0 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up.
The Clippers put one in the win column with a solid performance.
And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup.
The Nuggets
Didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
The Los Angeles Clippers were definitely the better team with regard to long-range shooting, and it turned out to be quite the advantage. Their three-pointers were unstoppable.
Player of the game.
Paul George put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped, and when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Game 1 Toronto Raptors 3 Miami Heat 7.
We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
Los Angeles Lakers led Series 2-0 over Houston Rockets.
The second round rolls on. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team taking on the Denver Nuggets. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They were winners in Game 1, as expected, on their home floor. They'll look to build on that advantage here at home in Game 2.
And Game 1 went as expected. But now, as the higher seed, you still got to take care of business in Game 2. As a road team, all you're looking to do is split one of these first 2 games.
Clippers have the rebound. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Paul George, 4-2 off the mark. Well contested.
You see, Ed, this is what the refs need to start calling. The defender hit the shooter right around the waist, which made him lunge into his shot and took away all of his concentration for it.
Beverly into the front court, just underway. Happy you're with us for game 2. Paul Millsap with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Porter. Here comes the screen. Jokic. They get it down to Millsap. Paul Millsap. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Leonard. George to Leonard. And it's the Nuggets with the board. Murray with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. To Jokic. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Marcus Morris. From the outside, no good. Murray into the front court. Up 6. To Millsap. Paul Millsap. 2 of 4 now.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Beverly. Leonard. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Shot from the lane won't go. Beverly into the front court. 8-0 is the score. Has a look. And scores on the step back.
You have to understand something. I do not care that you're 1 of 6 from the field. The only statistic that matters is the final score.
To Jokic. Nikola Jokic. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Williams all the way, but his shot stays out.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Martin. Beverly. George. His first effort off the mark. The follow won't go either. Martin into the front court. 10-2 the score. To Jokic. And it's Harrell who comes away with the rebound. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Williams. Here comes the screen. Williams. To George. Williams. No good. Martin into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Slams it down.
That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you've set the momentum for the second.
Deep three at the buzzer. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in game number 2. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Clippers have the basketball. Williams. Here comes the screen. And finishes strong.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Murray into the front court. His team on top by 8. Nothing going here on that drive. To Will Barton. To Porter. Won't go. Layup goes down. Well done.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
To Porter. Here comes the screen. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. For 3, that's off the side of the rim, no good. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
To Will Barton. Fires the 3. Good contest. Barton misses. Williams across the timeline. The score 12-8. Won't go. Murray with it. Looking to make something happen. To Will Barton. Screen coming. Barton in a matchup with Harkless. Tough make through traffic.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Leonard to Williams.
And you got the screen right. Can't go mismatch. Got a mismatch. Wait on it.
Nikola Jokic able to recover with the block. It's Denver's ball. Slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Murray with the basketball. Up by 6. To Millsap. Porter. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. To Jokic. Here's a chance from long range. Smothering D.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Jokic. Denver with 4 to shoot. Jamal Murray. Tough shot. Well defended. Williams into the front court. Now down 6. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Williams to Leonard. Has a chance. Gets a shot up off the mark.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Short jumper stays out. Footer at the buzzer. We reached halftime here in Game 2. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Fellas, Jalen here with your halftime report.
The Nuggets absolutely dominated the competition in the first half.
It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Field goals.
The Los Angeles Clippers definitely wouldn't mind having their opponent's field goal percentage. Unlike them, it's been 4 shots and poor effort. It was not a great half. Most of their bricks were laid in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Kawhi Leonard would have definitely preferred being our player of the half. but he was anything but that.
You have to imagine his shots will start to fall. But this game has been pretty rough on him to this point.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third.
That's me. I got ball.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Beverly. Kawhi Leonard. And the rebound taken by Millsap. Murray into the front court. His guys lead here early stages third quarter. To Porter. Here comes the screen. To Porter. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
So many concerns about his strength and, more importantly, his durability. But he looks solid on that play.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverly to Marcus Morris. They'll get it down to Leonard. Cruises inside for 2. Murray into the front court. Up 6. To Jokic.
Screen left coming, screen left coming, screen left.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. He missed it. Beverly into the front court. The deficit is 6. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly to Leonard. Wide open look, won't go.
In that first half, he was just shooting the ball, doing whatever he wants. Now, maybe that the shot isn't falling, pay attention to the feet of your defender. That high leg is up. Maybe grab that high leg with that right arm or that left arm, swing through, get to the rim, create some contact, and that's the way you start to find your rhythm again.
To Leonard. Millsap. The shot by Murray, no good. Beverly into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Paul George to Leonard. Screen coming. Leonard to Beverly. Fires the 3. Rebound taken in by the Nuggets. Jokic. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Paul George not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Here's Leonard for two. Knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Jokic. Down to 5 on the 24. Shot from in close, no good. Beverly into the front court. They can get a 2-for-1 if they hurry. Patrick Beverly. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Nuggets with the basketball. Martin. Down low, Jokic. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Leonard knocks it down off the step back. He'll let one fly from half court. 3 quarters down. The fourth quarter coming up. The Nuggets with the lead. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Screen coming. Jokic to Will Barton. 4-3. Good contest. Barton misses. It's LA Clippers ball to Leonard. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line. To Millsap. Barton. Jokic to Millsap. Beyond the arc for 3. And Paul Millsap knocks it down even with a hand in his face.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Leonard to Paul George. Finds to shoot. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Nuggets have the possession to Porter. They'll work it down to Millsap. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Paul Millsap at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throw good as he completes the three-point play. The lead is up to 6. To Beverly. Kawhi Leonard, now 3 for 9.
No excuse to not be a little bit more physical there on the defensive end. Needed that stop.
To Porter. Scores from the post.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
George to Leonard. Beverly to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't connect. It's no good. Murray with it. Up by 6. To Millsap. And the rebound taken by the Clippers. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Kawhi Leonard, 4 out of 10.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Millsap. Short jumper off the mark.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Nuggets have the possession. Probing the defense. To Jokic. Oh, emphatic slam.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Paul George. To Leonard. They get it to George, down low. Shot from the lane, won't go. Millsap. Shot clock winding down. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. Off the assist.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
He won't get away with this one. Referee calls it intentional.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
Here comes the intentional foul with 10 seconds on the clock.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
First one, count it. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Now the Clippers call a timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three. It's George for two. Not that time. It's the Nuggets who come away victorious. They've taken the upper hand in this best-of-7 series, a 2-games-to-none lead. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
EA Sports post-game wrap-up.
The Nuggets did what great teams do best: finish.
The statistic that seemed to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. Check out the leading scores for the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers finished on the losing end of a close score. When a team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Being able to put up these kind of numbers is always impressive, but having the ability to lead and inspire is something special.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.